Hi everyone, it's Dahlia season and we're going to make Dahlia bouquets today. These are the ones that I have left over after filling up my flower wagon this morning, so we're going to make some Dahlia bouquets using these. I'll show you what I got. So this is Vasiomegos. Now Vasiomegos is a sport of Spartacus. Let me see if I have an older one of that. Yeah, so this one is 3 days old. So this, I'm going to come over there so you can see them closer up. So this is Spartacus, and this is Vasiomegos, which is a sport of Spartacus, which means Spartacus was the original one. And as you can see on this one, I know there's somewhere, see this leaf has just a little bit of gold running through it? So you can pull out imperfections in Spartacus. Don't ask me how, it's not what I do. And you can make other types of dahlias. So Vasiomegos was created from Spartacus. Spartacus is a favorite dahlia of mine. I'm going to put the Vasiomegos in here. So I was really looking forward to trying out the Vasiomegos. The problem with it is it loses its petals. They shatter out of it a bit too quickly. So for instance, I harvested this one this morning as a full one, and by the time I got it into my bouquet making station, you just saw another one drop. It drops its petals. So it was an experiment for me this year. I bought 2 of them, and I'm not overly happy with it for that reason, as you can see. So unfortunately, it's not one that is going to make the cut for my dahlia beds next year. Spartacus will all the time. Now this is a 3-day-old Spartacus. Look how beautiful that still looks after 3 days. It looks absolute perfection. Now I will say that when I harvest it, I'll just use this other Vasiomegos, which is probably going to shatter too. You can see that when I harvest my Dinnerplate dahlias, they're still quite flat on the back, and then they will continue to open and curve around like that. And that is why I probably get, one of the reasons why I probably get better vase life on my dahlias than other people, because I'm not harvesting them when they're fully opened. So for example, oh, here's another Vasiomegos that's holding up. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4. This one's 5 days old. So this is a 5-day-old Vasiomegos that is holding up really, really nicely. So some of them do hold up. I mean, 5 days old, not bad. I needed the space, so I don't have any that are more than 5 days old. So let me see what else I got in here for dinner plates that I can show you. Oh, that's another Vasiomegos, so I don't need to show you that. I do vase tests. So these are Cafe au lait rose. They're 4 days old. They're still pretty flat in the back. But both of these are 4 days old. I didn't use this one because it's facing downwards, which isn't overly helpful. You can't use the trick of pushing it up because you'll probably break the head off of it. But anyway, yeah, so I didn't use these 2 because they were facing downwards, which makes them great for vase life testing. Here's some more 4-day-old ones. This is Papageno. This is Labyrinth. That petal that fell off, I accidentally just pulled off this one. And this one's AC Ben. I have a lot left over from 4 days ago because the night before 4 days ago, we had our first really, really good rain in months. And then all of a sudden the next day, dahlias opened up like crazy. So I had way too many, but they settled back down to the regular opening. It's been we're out of the heat wave right now. It's been much, much cooler. Yay. And we've had rain on and off every day for the past 4 days. But we are going back up to hot temperatures by the end of this week, which is when you'll be watching this on Saturday. We'll have probably gone back up to hot temperatures on Thursday. So anyway, these are the dahlias I'm going to be using. We got a Wanda Scapella dinner plate. We got a Thomas Edison dinner plate. We've got 2 Wanda Scapella. It's, pardon me, sorry, Labyrinth. We got an AC bin. And I think I just dropped a petal too. And a Vasio Megos, which I may use because that Vasio Megos was 5 days old and it was doing fine. So then I have ball dahlias that we can use in the bouquets as well. And what I have here is 3 water lily dahlias called Keith H. I have 3 Cornell bronze, and again, as you can see, if you look at the back of them, they're quite flat on the back. They haven't curved around yet. These were harvested this morning, so that's the stage I harvested them at. So 3 Cornell bronze, 1 Beautiful, 1 Petra's Wedding, 4 Cornell bronze, because here's a 4th. I have another Labyrinth, which should be over here with the dinner plates. I have an Arabian Nights. And I have an Edinburgh. So these are the dahlias that I have to play with for today's video. Put this wonky Vasio Megos back in there. Now, when I make a dahlia bouquet, I will either use 3 or 4. Since I have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 big ones. Oh, I have a Park Princess as well. I'm going to tell you a story about Park Princess later, but we'll make the first bouquet first. So what did I say? 2, 4, 6. I have 7 Dinnerplate dahlias. That is not enough to make 2 dahlias bouquets with 4 dahlias in each, but I can do 1 with 4. And I can do 1 with 3. So that's what we're going to do. So the first thing I'm going to do is decide what 4 I'm going to use and what 3 I'm going to use. Now, if I use all the pinkish ones in one, then that leaves me with a purple, a yellow, and an orange, which is weird for the 3. So I think I'm going to use... Well, this is a Penn Hill watermelon. I think I had said it was a Labyrinth. That's a Penn Hill watermelon. I'll show you the difference. Okay, so this is Labyrinth on this end, and this is Penn Hill watermelon over here. Is that correct? So the main difference is, if you look really close, is the Labyrinth keeps its outside colors and goes darker and darker as it goes into the center. Whereas if you look at Penn Hill watermelon, it's got those lighter striations, which you can see into the center of it as well. I'm just going to put Ezri's ball here so she doesn't get too carried away thinking I'm playing with her. So I like the way the lighter part of the Penn Hill watermelon works with the AC bin. And I think I'm going to put Wanda's Capella, which is the yellow one, in there. So those are going to be my 3. But we're going to do the bouquet using the 4 first. So that leaves me with Thomas Edison, which is the purple, Vasio Megos, which is the very blue-pink, and then 2 Labyrinth, which are going to go opposite sides of each other. So that's how a 4 Dinnerplate Dahlia bouquet starts. I got Leela standing on my foot here. So then I need to have something in the center of it. Now, I'm going to use, I've been using purple marjoram a lot, but my white marjoram has come online. I'm going to use this one big one down the center. And that's just to hide any gap that those 4 Dinnerplate Dahlias creates. So we'll just pull that down the center like that. And I'm only going to use the 1. Then I want to put something in between these 4 Dinnerplate Dahlias. I have 4 Cornell Bronze. So let's see how that looks. Quite like that. I'm going to do them a little bit lower. So I'm just going in between each of the dahlias, opening them up a bit with my thumb, and placing the Cornell bronze in there. So now I have 4 Dinnerplate dahlias, 4 Cornell bronze in between each one of them, and 1 stem of white marjoram popping out the top. So I'm at 9 stems, which is about what, I just lost my 1 Cornell in the center of that one, which is about as many flowers as I want to use in a bouquet. So then what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab some laurel leaves, get that better where I want it to be. Some of these I might poke up a bit higher, and some lower. I like that up higher. So I may have changed my mind and decided to push the 4 Cornell bronze up a little higher, because I think they're getting lost in and amongst the Dinnerplate dahlias. So that gives it a much more openness at the top there. I quite like that. Maybe even a little bit higher than that, so that there's air passing through for butterflies to fly through. Now I don't want to have the 4 up top. I'm going to put the 3 up top and leave the 4th one just a little bit lower, just for perspective and depth. So I like that. That looks good. Now I'm going to take the laurel leaf. I'm going to find a spot that might need help pushing up or is a little bit hollow. This one, because I've pushed this up so high, it's a little bit hollow there. So I'm going to take the laurel leaf and come up underneath and push it. And then that fills up that gap with laurel leaves. Then I'm going to pull the laurel leaves off. Then I'm going to grab another stem of laurel. I'm grabbing 2 here. They're stuck together. There we go. This one's got some eating on it, so I don't like that one. So we'll grab this one. And we're going to put it on the opposite side so that I have some nice laurel leaf splaying forth from it on this side as well. So then that is an 11 stem bouquet using 4 dinner plates, 4 ball dahlias, 1 stem of white marjoram, and 2 stems of laurel leaves. If I can make a bouquet with 11 stems, I think that's really successful. And what a beautiful bouquet that is. So I'm going to tie it off. I have a piece of twine, just a ton of them pre-cut. It's folded in half on its own. Don't know how that happened. I'm going to come below my flowers and the laurel leaves. I'm going to move Ezri's ball so that she's not in the way. Actually, I'll throw that one. I'm going to keep the loop here. I'm going to grab the 2 ends and I'm going to feed it through. She doesn't know that I threw the, oh yeah, there she goes. Pull tight. Look, I'm losing a couple of the Vasiomega's petals. That's okay. Pull tight so it holds itself together. Then I'm going to tie it like I would tie a shoe. I say this in every video that I do bouquets, just in case you're new here and you haven't seen how I do that. Then I'm going to get my pruners, which I haven't sharpened in 2 years. So hopefully they'll cut smoothly. Last week when I did my August bouquets, it didn't cut that smoothly and I still haven't sharpened them. So pretty much I got one little piece here that I had to cut off. So then I'm going to grab my laurel leaf. This particular laurel leaf has a woody end on it. I'm going to take my pruners and I'm going to cut into the wood so that it can drink water better. And I'm going to just cut off this weird little end on it. There. So my bouquet is tied. I'm going down here to my photo station. Oops. I'm going to lean it up here. Play with it a bit till I get it in a position that I really like. And then I'm going to take some pictures of it. And then I'll throw the picture up here. I'm talking to my phone, which is my place that I videotape from. It's also where I take pictures. So I'm going to take you off the stand and take some pictures of that. And then I will be back. Okay, the bouquet is made. I've taken the photographs. I'm now going to tie it off. Tie it off. I've already tied it. I'm going to put some wrap on it. So I just take my 18-inch square of regular craft paper, which I buy at Staples in a big roll. I'm going to take my bouquet. I'm going to lay it down on top of, looking where a good spot is to put it. I don't want it anywhere near that vase omegos. I'm going to, can you see this? I'm literally just going to take these two flaps and just fold them like that. But I got to do it on the flat. So I'm just folding them across each other like that, so that it looks like that. Then I'm going to scrunch it with my hand. I'm going to take this peak and just flip it down like that. And then I'm going to push up so that it comes up underneath the dahlias. And by pushing up, I got it underneath the vase omegos really nicely. And then I'm going to take another tie. Do the same thing and wrap the craft paper with the twine and tie it. And then this will be the next bouquet that goes up to the flower wagon on what's in their cells. So I'm going to take a milk jug with water in it, and I'm going to set this in here. And this sets on the burl so that husband or I can take it up there if needed. He knows it's on the burl. Now, I have been making bouquets for the full month of August using gladiola in the bouquets, but I am now running out. So these only dahlia bouquets are becoming more important to me now that I do not have the glads. So we're now going to do, before we make the next bouquet using 3 dinner plate dahlias, I want to show you something which is just fascinating, I think. So, where is it? Here it is. And this is a nicer looking one. In 2018 or 19, I cannot remember which, I bought Park Princess. This is Park Princess. It is a cactus dahlia. It is very similar to Snow Princess, of which I don't have one to show you. It looks just like this, but is all white. And I bought 2 plants because I really liked them and I thought they would look really good in my pop cans. I wasn't doing bouquets yet at that time. I was just selling cut flowers, dahlias only, because that's all I was selling in pop cans at my roadside flower wagon. Excuse me. And I loved them. And the following year, the tubers weren't great, but I ended up with, I think, 6 plants out of those 2 the following year, and they bloomed prolifically. They were fantastic. They were just incredible. And then I stored the tubers for the winter again, and then the next year, all of my Park Princesses came up looking like this. They turned into a dinner plate, and they went a more strong bluish pink color. They lost that sort of Barbie pink color. Every single tuber bloomed like this, and I was using these. And I was using these for the next 4 years, so like 2020, 21, 22, 23, 24. That's all I had. And then this year, one of the tubers, even though this is all that I was getting for 4 years, one of the tubers has now reverted back to Park Princess. So, has anybody ever heard a story like that before? Because to me, it is just the wildest thing. I started with these for 2 years. I had these for 4 years. And now I'm back to this in the 7th year. So 7 years ago, I started my Park Princess. So that was 2018. So is that not wild? I only planted 4. I still got 3 of these and 1 of these. How on earth did all of my Park Princess revert to this? And 4 years later, one of them reverted back to Park Princess. It is the wildest thing. I think it is. I don't know. I've read about tubers reverting back to a mother plant, but I've never heard of them then reverting back to what they were turned into. So that's just weird. Anyway, so I just wanted to share that with you because I thought that was wild. Now let's get into a dahlia bouquet that uses 3 dinner plate dahlias as its base. So here's the 3. So all 3 of these are completely different colors. So that opens the door very strongly for using smaller dahlias in completely different colors as well. But before we do that, again, we want to put something out the top. So this time I will use a purple marjoram. Let's use this one. I'm going to come up the top with the purple instead of the white. Maybe not. Maybe I'll use the white again. I do change my mind. I'm going to come out the top with a white one again. Just find it a little lighter and fresher. If I was using the like the Spartacus or the Kenora Maccabee or something like that, or AC Loomis, I think the purple would be nicer. So we've got the 3. We still did it like in an arrangement of a ball. We're going to go in between them with, so I want to use a Keith H, but I don't want it anywhere near the AC bent because the colors are the same. So I'm going to go opposite it and put that orange color here, opposite the AC bend. So now that ties in nicely with that. I want to use Arabian Nights in between. I think I'm going to use it in between the Wanda Scapella, which is the yellow, and the AC Ben. So we'll throw that one there as a nice splash of, I don't like that. No, that's too much of a splash of dark. How about between the Penn Hill Watermelon and the AC Ben? Yeah, I think that's better. So we'll put that one there. Still a pretty dark spot. Maybe I won't use it at all. See, that's my problem with Arabian Nights. I do like it in pop cans, but I find it too much of a black hole in the bouquets, so I may not use that one at all. So let's get the Blutiful out. Not such a black hole. I love Blutiful. I'm going to put that between the Penn Hill Watermelon and the AC Ben. I like that better. So then, between the Wanda Scapella and the AC Ben, I'm either going to grab Edinburgh. Yeah, I think I like that. I like the Edinburgh because it ties in nicely with the Blutiful, but on a different spot. So I like all those colors. But because I've got one less dinner plate dahlia and one, I mean, I've only used 7 stems so far. I'm going to grab my Petra's Wedding and coming down through the top as well, just to give a ball dahlia out the top. So then I've got this. Problem with this Petra's Wedding is it's a bit short-stemmed. That's a problem. I would like to use that out the top, but the stem is too short. Is this one longer? Not really. They're both about that same length. Well, maybe what I'll do is instead of coming out the top, I'll just come again out the side a bit so it can be a little bit lower. So I'm going to pair the Park Princess with the Blutiful. And then I'm going to pair the Petra's Wedding with the Edinburgh because Edinburgh has some white tips. And then I feel, because I've doubled up 2 of them, I should double up where the Keith H. Water Lily Dahlia is. Okay, now I'm going to put in the Arabian Nights because it's the only one that I have that's different. And I think it's okay in there now because I've got the slightly darker Blutiful, the slightly darker Edinburgh, so then to have the dark Arabian Nights in there I think works. So I have used 3/6 decorative or ball dahlias. I have used 3 dinner plate dahlias, so I'm at 9. And I've used 1 white marjoram, so that's 10. So if I want to keep it at 11 stems only, that means I would only use 1 laurel leaf. So I have to figure out where I want that to go. So the top of this laurel leaf has some very small leaves, so I can use that coming through. See how I pulled it up behind the Arabian Nights? Whoops, sorry, it might be up too high. I pulled it up behind there. Pull off these lower leaves. Do I want to keep that one? So that's that. I still actually think I would like a laurel leaf on this side. Laurel leaves are expendable to me. So it's going to be a 12 stem bouquet. But that's okay because 2 of the stems are laurel leaves. So I am going to come back on this side. So I have the laurel leaves surrounding the whole bouquet. And I'm going to pull that one and that one off. And that's my second dahlia bouquet. Oops, knocked my stand that the camera's on. So that basically leaves me for the day for long stems, only 2 Keith H. water lily dahlias and the 1 Bouquet Megas, which lost a lot of its petals on the one side and has lost a few more. I'm going to tie that. And then I'm going to trim the stems. Take some pictures of it and do the same thing. Put the second one up here. So this again, I'm just going to move this off to the side while I take the pictures. We'll take you off your stand, take some pictures of that, throw the ball for Esri, and I'll be back in a sec. So these are the 2 spare bouquets that I have to go up to the flower wagon when something sells up there now. These aren't, of course, the ones that I made this morning. And what I have left only for long stems are these 3. I have this half Bouquet Megas, which I won't use. I'm going to simply keep it for vase life. I've got the 2 Keith H. This isn't actually long enough. I'm going to put it in here with the shorter stems ones. So these are the leftover short stem ones that I have for the flower wagon, and the leftover sweet peas that I have for the flower wagon. So when I sell a pop can of that has dahlias in it or sweet peas, then I've got replacements. I don't sell this many. And for the small dahlias like this, there will be 2 in a pop can. And for the sweet peas, there will be 7 stems in a pop can. Now, if I completely run out, that's okay, because I have, where am I here? I have lots and lots of sunflowers that I can use. So these sunflowers are 1, 2, 3 days old. Sunflowers last at least 10 days, probably more at this time of year because it's cooled off a bit. I don't need them to last more than a week because I want people to come back and buy a bouquet once a week. So then I can use the 2-day-olds, the 1-day-olds, or the ones that I cut today. And this is the stage that I cut my sunflowers at today, when I harvest the sunflowers, if you're interested. I will cut them when they're just starting to open. Like you can see, this one is just, its leaves are just, petals are just starting to open, and they will continue to open up. That's why, the other reason why the ones that are a few days old, they're much more open. And that's a preferred stage to have them in the bouquets, because that's what people want to see. They don't want to see this. So that's another reason why I don't use the freshly cut ones, because I'm not leaving them in the garden until they're at this stage. So that's what I got. Now, I did a month ago, I did a video on making bouquets using hydrangeas, but there are Dinnerplate dahlias, or there are dahlias in them as well. It's a month ago, so the flower choices that I had for bouquets is quite different than what they are now. And the focus of that video was hydrangeas, and I can't remember, it was 3 or 4 different types of hydrangeas to make 5 different bouquets in that video. And again, there are dahlias in that one as well. So if you want to see how I incorporated dahlias with hydrangeas for bouquets, you should check that video up here. Oh, before that, let me just backtrack for a sec. Here's the photos of the second bouquet that I made. And then I'll step back, center myself, and put one of each of the bouquets on either side of me so that you can see them both. Let me know which one you prefer and why. That would be interesting because they are quite different. One has the 4 dinner plates, one has the 3 dinner plates. But the one with the 3 dinner plates actually has more dahlias in it. So instead of having 8, it's got 3, 6, 9. So 1 more dahlia in the 3 dinner plate dahlia bouquet than in the 4 dinner plate dahlia bouquet. So let me know which one of those you prefer first. And then if you want to see more bouquets with different flowers in them, because it was done a month ago, focusing on hydrangeas, but also including dahlias, check out this video up here. And I will see you guys all next week. Bye.